Remember that prospect pool you signed up for last season? It's time to track them. All right, the prospect pool. Now you can see where the guy you submitted last season is with this tracker that I've built. Let's take a look at it in depth so you know what you're looking at and how to mess with it. All right, columns A through E. You're able to see where the guy is in the recruiting rankings. Remember, this is not his true value, just his recruiting ranking. Then we've got position, name, and star rating coming out of high school. Keep in mind that positions were random this first go around, but for next season's pool, the one you can submit for right now in the pinned comment, it will be sorted by skill positions first, so you won't have to worry about being a center or a tackle, hopefully. Now column F will show you what school the guy is committed to, or it will say if he's still deciding on a school. Now we'll move over to column G called Willie's Crystal Ball, and some of you might remember Willie. I'm bringing him back. Might be my favorite column on this tracker. All right, so based on percentages between teams and the value they need for a guy to commit, different scenarios are playing out and are shown right here. Let's go over what they are without going too much under the hood here. Heavy lean means the guy is in love with the top school. Teams behind will have a lot of work to do, but they can catch up. The odds aren't zero. Slight lean means the top school has a small lead, but is by no means anywhere near locked up. Silent verbal means it's all but over. Top school is way out in front, and the odds of the second school catching up are almost nothing, but it's not impossible. 100% self-explanatory. Confirms that the commit status is legit and there's no risk of a flip. That prospect is locked in. Three-way race means the top three schools are all on almost equal footing. Two-horse battle means the top two schools are the main contenders. And maybe my favorite one here is flip watch. This means the top team has the verbal commit, but team 2 is battling to flip him. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now, a team logo in this column represents Willie's crystal ball prediction. He's calling it. He's not always right, though. Too early means his recruitment is way too early. Pretty self-explanatory. Can't get a read on the guy. Need more time. Now, real quick, I want to shout out to Tart from ULUVFoods for the logo repository, so I didn't have to make the team logos to poll. I started to, and I just asked him, like, hey, man, can I use these logos? He was like, yeah, man, sure. Shout out to Tart. Thank you, man. Now, let's talk about columns H through J. These are pretty self-explanatory. Blazing is your leading school. Hot is the number 2 school. And warm is the 3rd place school. But we know top 3s change all the time, so keep an eye on our next column, L, aka next official visit. This will let you know what visit is scheduled next for the prospect. If we take a look at Jacob McCovey, we see that he's a heavy lean to LSU, and his next visit is to LSU. Might be enough to crystal ball or commit to LSU. Now on the flip side, let's take a look at defensive tackle Adam Blancomsey. Well, anyway, he verbaled to that school up north, but is on flip watch with a visit scheduled to his number 2 school, Ohio State. Let the drama ensue. So lastly, the current week is located in the top right of this thing. You'll know where we are by seeing the latest Rapid City video. That covers this tracker, but what if you want to filter to find a specific player or see a specific team's targets? Well, it's pretty easy. Go to File, go to Make a Copy. You've got it in your drive now, and you can do whatever you want with it at that point. For instance, you can change the blazing column to see who Rapid City or any team leads for, or maybe you want to see who they're in 2nd or 3rd on, given chase. Maybe you want to filter by the QBs to see who's getting the generational talent. You can do that. The only thing you can't do currently is sort by a team's commits, as the picture value there makes it impossible. It's the price for beauty until I can figure it out. Now, what you can do for that is sort column F by blanks, then sort column H by a team, and it will pull back that team's commits. Take a look at Georgia here, already pulling 3 people that submitted names last season. So that's pretty cool and everything, but I thought, why stop there, right? Why stop at the prospect tracker? Let's put some more things in here. So how about the Heisman race? And instead of the game only showing you the top 5, how about the top 10? You'll be able to see that in a tab labeled Heisman race. Why stop there? Maybe you want to know who's been decimated by injuries. Let's go check out injuries around the nation. From here, you can sort by injury type, team, length of injury. It's all here for you to see. Just like the prospect tracker, it's updated after every Rapid City game. Now, the polls are actually going to have a tab here too, but I don't want you to look at those yet because you'll get a spoiler for the USC game. Don't look at the polls tab yet. But hey, why stop there? How about using all this information to create some tickers for the bottom of the Rapid City games? Wait till you see Rapid City versus USC. You will always have pretty cool information at the bottom of your screen that you didn't have before. For instance, scrolling at the bottom, it's week 2, week 3. The prospects that are visiting different schools that week will scroll at the bottom. Again, these tickers are going to be updated weekly, so you know who's visiting on a week-to-week basis. If you want to look at the bottom line, this goes under the scores, so you don't have to look at it, but it's there if you want more information, more immersion, right? Why stop there? I'm adding Willie back into the Dynasty. He will give an update at halftime or in the beginning of the game. I haven't made up my mind yet on the most interesting kind of dynamic situations that are going on with the prospect tracker. So if he's calling a crystal ball for somebody, or somebody goes on flip watch that's a big time recruit, Willie is going to highlight that at halftime or at the beginning of the game. Now, I hope you guys like this. It brings some fun to the Dynasty. And you know, while we're talking about the tickers and everything, I'm going to put the members one here, right here as an example. Yes, the channel members are also shouted out in that ticker. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, whether you're watching or you're a member. All right, lastly, one last thing here. There is going to be a tracker, probably Tarts, that I talked about earlier, that will track season stats and everything that will update at the end of seasons. That way you can see how the prospect you submitted has done throughout the season. It won't be on a weekly basis. That one is an end of the season kind of thing. But you never know. I'm always adding things, adding too many things if you ask me. All right, of course, if you haven't submitted a name for the prospect pool for next season, it's in the pinned comment below. And if you want to see the prospect pool that we just talked about this whole time, it's in the link in the description. I might have put it in the comment too, but it's definitely in the description. Like I said, you want to play with the filters? File, make a copy. All right, if y'all are digging this, drop a like, comment on the thing you like the most about the trackers, which one you're looking forward to the most. I'd love to hear it. Maybe you got suggestions on things that you'd like to see. I'll see if I can do it. I don't know. Data's data. Whatever's there, we can work with it. But until USC, go Stego.